Chapter 61, text 1 through 6. Sri Shuka Uvacha Kaikashasta Krishnasya Putrandasha Dashabaha Ajijanan Anavaman Pituk Sarvatma Sampada. Translation here. So, Shukadev Goswami said, each of Lord Krishna's wives gave birth to 10 sons, who were not less than their father, having all his personal opulence. Purport. Lord Krishna had 16,108 wives, and thus this verse indicates that the Lord begot 161,080 sons. Text 2. Translation. Because each of these princesses saw that Lord Achyuta never left her palace, each thought herself the Lord's favorite. These women did not understand the full truth about him. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur notes that Lord Krishna would leave the palaces only with the permission of his wives, and thus each one considered herself his favorite. Text 3. Translation. The Supreme Lord's wives were fully enchanted by his lovely lotus-like face, his long arms and large eyes, his loving glances imbued with laughter, and his charming talks with them. But with all their charms, these ladies could not conquer the mind of the all-powerful Lord. Purport. The previous verse stated that Lord Krishna's queens could not understand the truth of the Lord. This truth is explained in the present verse. The Lord is all-powerful, full in himself with infinite opulence. The arched eyebrows of these 16,000 queens enchantingly expressed those ladies' secret intentions through coyly smiling sidelong glances. Thus their eyebrows boldly sent forth conjugal messages. Yet, even with these arrows of Cupid, and with all other means as well, they could not agitate Lord Krishna's senses. Text 5. Translation. Thus, these women obtained as their husband the master of the goddesses of fortune, although even great demigods like Brahma do not know how to approach him. With ever-increasing pleasure, they felt loving attraction for him, exchanged smiling glances with him, eagerly anticipated associating with him in ever-fresh intimacy, and enjoyed in many other ways. Purport. This text describes the intense conjugal attraction the queens felt for Lord Krishna. Text 6. Translation. Although the Supreme Lord's queens each had hundreds of maidservants, they chose to personally serve the Lord by approaching him humbly, offering him a seat, worshipping him with excellent paraphernalia, bathing and massaging his feet, giving him pan to chew, fanning him, anointing him with fragrant sandalwood paste, adoring him with flower garlands, dressing his hair, arranging his bed, bathing him, and presenting him with various gifts. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami explains that Shukadev Goswami is so eager to describe these glorious pastimes of the Lord with his queens that he has repeated these verses. That is, text 5 of this chapter is almost identical with text 44 of the 59th chapter in this canto, and text 6 is identical with text 45 of that chapter. Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti explains that the term Vararhana, excellent offerings, indicates that the queens offered the Lord palmfuls of flowers, Pushpanjali, and palmfuls of jewels, Ratnanjali. Omagyan Timirandasya Ginanjana Shilakaya Chakshurun Mintamina Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutane Svayam Rupakadam Mahyam Tadati Svapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hi, good morning everybody. Before I begin, I would like to kindly pray to all of you to please bless me so that I can say something which is in line with the Guru Parampara, that is enlivening to our spiritual lives, and that our hearts become fertile ground for this sublime message to take root on. So today we are hearing about Krishna's life in Dwarka. And basically, how he's dealing not just with Rukmini, but with all of his 16,108 wives. And it begins by telling us a little bit about how these queens were so attached to him and how they served him. And we can see by these by these statements that Shukadeva Goswami repeats in different chapters, almost verbatim, how they loved to serve him, even though they had so many servants with them. They chose to serve him in a very menial way, massaging his feet, bathing him, fanning him, putting on sandalwood paste. They're doing all of these menial services, although they have so many servants that they can do that because they derive great pleasure from doing these menial services. This is bhakti. Bhakti is not about me getting everything that I want. Bhakti is not about, okay, let me do something for the Lord so that I can get something back. No, bhakti is about serving the Lord for his pleasure. But the spiritual connection is such that by doing this, actually, we get the most pleasure. So as we advance in our spiritual lives, we begin to realize this more and more, and is that actually by serving the Lord and his devotees, I'm actually getting a lot of happiness, a lot of pleasure. I don't need anything else in my life other than just to serve him, and that is my joy, that is my happiness. That generally in this world, we get happiness is by working for ourselves, working to satisfy our senses. And so generally, we don't get so many examples out there where people are just incredibly happy just by serving God. Generally, these examples, whenever there are put down in the news or in the media by saying like, oh, and see how this person fell down. But the wonderful thing is that we have a whole history, a whole lineage of saints in our line and in other lines as well that we can actually look up to. We see the examples of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. We see the examples of in other religions such as Christianity, of Saint Francis of Assisi, or Rumi in the Islamic tradition, of how these saints actually derive so much pleasure from serving God that they didn't need anything material. On the other hand, we do see people that have it all material, that have incredible amounts of power, incredible amounts of fame, prestige, money, beauty, influence, everything, and still they're not happy. Still they want more. Still they commit suicide because they're just not getting the pleasure that they thought they would by getting all of these things. So the queens are giving us this example of how much pleasure they're getting, that even though they could just leave all of these services to somebody else to do, they say like, no, I want to do it. I want to do these menial services for Krishna because I just derive so much pleasure from it. Now, the other thing that this that this is showing us is that the queens they're doing all of these things for Krishna, and yet they believe that Krishna is under their grip. But actually, the truth about Krishna is that he's very indifferent to all of this. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm doing my thing. And he makes them believe that they're their favorites because he's always with them. So he satisfies them. But within his heart, the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Acharyas are revealing to us here that Krishna is not as attached to them as they are to him. Why? Because he is full in himself. He doesn't have 16,108 wives because he is lusty. No, the Lord, he is above the three modes of material nature. Even though we hear that he has wives and all that, just like we in this world, we may have wives and sons and all that. He's above the modes of material nature. He controls the modes of material nature, so he's not controlled by them as we are. And because of that, he is full in himself. He's Atmaram. He doesn't need anybody outside of himself to satisfy him. So does that mean that the Lord within his heart is just completely oblivious to all love? No, he does exchange love with them, but there is something more there, and is that these queens, although they have their love for Krishna is so extremely high, they cannot attract him as other people do, which are the residents of Vrindavan. And the reason for this is that the residents of Vrindavan have a special type of love imbued in them. And it's that type of love that Krishna likes, that Krishna prefers above all others. And it's the one where they love him for who he is. How many people here in this world, have somebody that they love, but they're asking always, are they, if they have influence, if they have power like that, they ask, are they loving me for who I am, or are they loving me for what I have? Right? So Krishna, he likes to be loved for who he is, beyond the power, beyond the might, beyond being God. In Vrindavan, they don't know that he is God. They may think that, oh well, Krishna is this, he is protected by God. It must be all the pious activities that we, the residents of Vrindavan, must have done that makes him so so protected. Or maybe he's even a demigod, maybe. But God, Bhagavan, Lord Vishnu, nah, impossible. And so I have a couple uh, verses here from Padyavali, which is a very beautiful book by Rupa Goswami, which is an anthology of devotional poetry. Basically, he collects verses about different topics, and so he talks about different topics. So, for example, there's one chapter here that is called Hare Hare Svapnayitam. Lord Hari speaks in his sleep, and there are two verses here. One is from Sri Mayura, and the other one is from Sri Vasudeva. So from Sri Mayura, he quotes, hearing sleeping Krishna say, quote, Shiva, welcome, sit down. Brahma, you sit at my left. Kartikeya, auspiciousness to you. Indra, happiness to you. Kuvera, I did not see you. Unquote. Mother Yashoda said, child, what nonsense are you saying? I pray these words of Mother Yashoda will protect you all. And there is this other verse from Sri Vasudeva. It says, hearing Vasudeva's son Krishna say in his sleep, quote, Mother Earth, please become calm. Know that your burden will certainly be removed. Have I not already practically killed demon Kamsa? Unquote. The gopis became stunned with wonder. All glories to these words Lord Krishna spoke in his sleep. So here we're hearing two examples where the gopis and Mother Yashoda are actually stunned. They are perplexed by these words uh, from Krishna, talking like God. Now, these words, they're not so incredible for somebody like Vasudev, like for Dwarkadish, for Krishna in Dwarka, but they are for Nandanandana, for the son of Nanda Maharaj. They are for Gopijana Vallabha, uh, the darling of the gopis of Braj, because they don't see him as God. And one of the things that we see that happens with Krishna, especially in Vrindavan, in Dwarka, is that he's constantly remembering the residents of Vrindavan. And we are hearing here in another verse from Padyavali, Lord Krishna's feelings of separation in Dwarka. This is verse 373. It says, remembering the gently flowing Yamuna River, the area around Govardhan Hill, dark and with blue lotuses, and the valleys fragrant with many kadamba flowers, and also remembering sweetly beautiful Radha during their first meeting, he became filled with pain. May Lord Damodar, the king of Dwarka, delight the three worlds. Verse 374. He does not wish the pastime lotus flower. The moonlight does not please him. He does not try to playfully talk with his doe-eyed queens. He spends the evening sitting down, pale, wan, and languid, without desiring to enjoy anything. A Vrajagopi sting in his heart. Lord Hari is stunned. Verse 375. Even though tightly embraced by Rukmini Devi in a jeweled palace in Dwarka by the sea, Lord Krishna, remembering the fragrance of Srimati Radharani's transcendental pastimes in the Vanira Grove by the lovely shore of the Yamuna, suddenly fainted. So this is Krishna's heart, really. This is where it is. Even though he may be physically in the land of Dwarka, his heart is always with Srimati Radharani and with the residents of Vrindavan, because they have given up everything for him. They gave up their husbands, they gave up their pride, they gave up their status, they gave up everything for him, and so he reciprocates. He wants to show the world that this is the love that he has for the residents of Vrindavan. Their love is so strong in terms of just loving him for who he is, that he cannot forget about them. They cannot forget about him, and he cannot forget about her, about them. And so one of the things that we see is how they treat Krishna. Let's hear a little bit about how the residents of Vrindavan treat Krishna in such a way that he becomes their plaything, their puppet. Because we're seeing how we're just hearing in this verse here how the queens treated him, and it's amazing the way that they're treating him, right? And we would think that yes, this, but the way that residents of Vrindavan treat him, when we hear that, then we start getting trained in the way that we should treat Krishna when we finally get to the spiritual world. It is said that when Krishna turned 5 years old, he started his Boganda Lila. And so on the day of his birthday, he asked Mother Yashoda, oh, my dear mother, please, I want to herd the cows. And Mother Yashoda's reply was an immediate no. Definitely not. She is always in anxiety about Krishna. She's always thinking about, oh, how he's gonna prick his beautiful lotus feet as he's walking, how, he might catch a cold, how, something might, she's always in anxiety. And now hearing him 5 years old, with these big cows, going out to herd these big, huge cows like that, it's like, no, 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 like it's too much like that. But, he begged, and and then he goes to Nanda Maharaj, and he gets the permission finally. Then all of Vrindavan starts buzzing with the news that Krishna is going to go herd the cows. Krishna's going to go herd the cows. So everybody is in this big excitement. So it's a big celebration. So Mother Yashoda at that point, she decides, wow, okay, it's a big celebration. We have to dress Krishna up for this, right? So she decides to do this because it's a big celebration, dress him up as a prince. So all of these jewels, all of these the turban, everything, just like a prince. And Krishna all the time is saying like, Maya, I can't, I shouldn't be wearing this. I mean, we're just gonna go out to herd cows, and why am I having to wear this thing? And and she said like, Lala, this is a big celebration, and so I'm dressing up for this for the occasion. And he goes, "Ah, but my no." And when he comes out and everybody sees him, especially the cowherd boys, they look at him, they're stunned. And then they start laughing. They start laughing at him like, oh my God, they start rolling on the ground and hugging their bellies and going like, look at him, look at him. Where does he think he's gonna go to? Like, dressed like a prince. Are princes supposed to herd cows? Like, where do you think you're going? And everybody's just laughing, and Krishna is just standing there, totally red faced, looking at Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda is just like, uh, now, would the queens in Dwarka ever uh, laugh at Krishna this way? No, no, they're very gentle ladies. This is their pati, this is their lord, this is their husband, so they are very respectful of him. Uh, even we heard just in the last chapter how Krishna wanted to play some joke on Rukmini, right? So Krishna is very playful, and she was always very composed and everything. So they're it's a different mood. The residents of Vrindavan, they just take Krishna very lovingly, just like he's the boy next door. And so the boys are laughing like that, and so then they calm down, and then they go like, woo, and then they all charge towards him, and they start changing his clothes and dressing him up as a gopa. And then they stand back, and they look at him, and they go, yeah, yeah, that's our Krishna. And he was dressed, with peacock feather, with a bugle horn to call the cows, with with a stick for herding cows, and obviously with his flute. So then they were satisfied, and then they started going off to the forest. This is this is amazing because this Krishna that they are saying like this is our Krishna, thanks to Prabhupada, it's also our Krishna. This is our Krishna, thanks to Prabhupada's mercy. And so the cowherd boys, they started with Krishna. They started going towards towards the forest, and Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and all of the residents of Vrindavan, they bade them farewell, walking with them for a little while. and it is explained that at some point they started turning back, and Mother Yashoda, every time this happens every day, as they're leaving towards there, she was saying, Lala, with tears in her eyes, Lala, do you want some butter when you come home? Would you like some butter to eat when you come home? Uh, and this is just so heart moving because this is her motherly love toward him. This is Mother Yashoda thinking about Krishna in a very simple but very loving way. In It is explained that this pastime happens every day because every day when they say that every day is a festival in Vrindavan. This is what happens, like there's a big celebration as they're leaving, and there's a big celebration as they're coming. And it is explained that actually at the very beginning of the day, uh, the cowherd boys they wake Krishna up. Well, first of all, it is Balaram who wakes up the all the boys, and all of the boys they come and they call out to Krishna, Krishna, come on, come on, get up, you have to go see your cows. They're waiting for you. So Krishna wakes up, he goes to the Goshala, he sees the cows, and then he goes back to have breakfast, which is cooked by Srimati Radharani. And then everybody gets ready, and then they go. Uh, when they go into the pasture grounds, it is explained that Krishna he generally goes to Ter Kadamba. Ter means calling, and Kadamba is the type of tree that very that Srimati Radharani very much likes to see Krishna in. And in this place, Ter Kadamba is a forest of trees, and in this place is where Krishna calls his devotees with his flute 3 times a day. The first time that he does it is in the morning. In the morning, he calls out to the first calling that he does is to gather everyone. Uh, just bring it there. The he calls his cowherd boyfriends, and then that have stayed back, that are still late. Yes, even in the spiritual world, people are late. So those that are late, he calls them with his flute, like, come on, come on, let's go. The second time that he in the day that he calls is mid-morning, and he calls the gopis at that time. Mid-morning, yes, because he starts calling them, saying like, "Oh, oh, my dear gopis, uh, please come and bring us some foodstuffs. Lunch is so very far away, and we're so hungry. Please bring us some foodstuffs." And the third time in the day that he calls from Terkadamba to his devotees is the cows. In the at that time in the day when they are finished with all of their playful pastimes, he calls all the cows. Uh, and it is said that he just calls it like that, but each cow is hearing her name. And Krishna, he has counterbeats by which he can uh, count all of the cows and go like, okay, all of them are here. Okay, let's go now. And these counter beats, and these beats that he's using, they're made of jewels, beautiful jewels. And like that, he gathers everybody up while he is in the forest playing all of the beautiful, amazing games that they play. Uh, Mother Yashoda sends uh, some gopi spies to go to Krishna. Why would she send them? Because she's wondering, is he okay? What is he doing? oh my God, I'm in so much anxiety. I have to know what's going on. So she sends the gopi spies. And then these gopi spies from a distance, they look at Krishna like that. And then they come and report to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda says like, well, what is he doing? What is he doing? And then the gopis explain to her, some of the different pastimes that Krishna is having there. And then when the cowherd boys, and Krishna and all the cows, when they come home, all the residents of Vrindavan, they're in so much separation. This is Vrindavan, even though Krishna's there, they're still feeling separation. And this is throughout the day, they've just been longing for Krishna. And so finally, some residents of Vrindavan will start seeing this cloud of dust. And so everybody will know that Krishna is coming. This cloud of dust coming from the dust that is coming from the hooves of all of the cows that are coming. So they're raising all of this dust in the air, and so they know that he's coming. And as they're coming closer, then they start hearing the sounds of the bugles of the cowherd boys, and the cowherd boys will be singing. What will they be singing? They'll be singing all of the glories of Krishna of that day, so that all of the residents of Vrindavan could know, like, oh, these are the amazing pastimes that happen with Krishna today. And all of the residents of Vrindavan, they will learn these songs so that the next day they can sing them. And in that way, they can pacify their hearts during the time that Krishna is not there. And so when Krishna comes home, it's such a big celebration. When I was hearing this lecture by Indradyumna Swami, he was saying that the only thing that he could compare this to was to the excitement that everybody got when they said, "Oh, Prabhupada's coming, Prabhupada's coming." Or I guess that now at the Bhakti Center, it's sometimes like when like for example when Radhanath Swami is coming, it's like, oh, Radhanath Swami is coming, so there's a lot of buzz coming in like that. So like this is in Vrindavan every day with Krishna. Krishna makes everything that is why every word is a song. That is why every step is dance. It's always a festival because of Krishna. And it is 6:50 right now, so I'm just gonna leave it here for now because Ananda Bihari Prabhu asked to leave some time for questions, comments, or good jokes. Yeah.
Thank you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. Wonderful class. Very personal. We could feel your excitement for Prabhupada coming into our life every day through the Bhagavatam, through the service, and other items of devotional service. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, temple room, please scroll over to the phone and speak something. Manohar is coming. All right. Thank you, Manohar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for
Hi,
giving.
Manohar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Good to see you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for such an enlightening class. My question would be, I guess, what is your advice in holding these adventures in our hearts as we go throughout the day?
Well, why do we hear? We want to hear so that we can do smaranam, we can remember, right? So if our mind is filled with all sorts of junk, garbage in, garbage out, as they say in AI. So, but if we are putting nectar in, then it's nectar out. Why do we come to class every morning? So that we can hear beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna, so that we can have these pastimes come into our minds every day. And when we talk to the devotees, we should talk to them about these different pastimes, right? What are we going to talk to them about? Oh, yeah, okay. So we talk to them about some services, but are we going to just talk to them about then when the talk about services is done? Are we just going to talk Prajalpa? No. Because we've been hearing, or because we've been reading, or because all of these things. This is what our conversation should be about. Like these, so that we can remember at the same time. This is really association with devotees. Otherwise, it's like, okay, what are you associating on the basis of what, right? The more that we can have these topics present in our minds, the more that we're going to be charmed and focusing on Krishna. Remember that Kamsa, he got liberation. Why? Because he was constantly thinking of Krishna. And Shishupal, the same thing. But one was thinking of Krishna in fear, and the other one in enmity. So we want to think of Krishna in love, and the best way is this is the power of association with devotees. Let's go around and just talk with each other about these things. When I was recently at Sadhu Sangha, and it was such an enlivening experience. And I remember that one night it was late. Madhava had just finished his kirtan, which was ecstatic, and and I was going out towards the room to take rest, and I saw Kardamashi. It was that's Indraduna Maharaja's personal servant, and he was there talking with two other devotees. And what were they talking about? They were talking about different verses that they had learned about like just like this characteristics of Krishna, and they were just relishing so much, but talking about, oh, there's this verse that, oh my God, look, you just have to hear, and I was like, wow, this is Sadhu Sangha. They're trying to remember all of these verses like that, so they can exchange it with them. It's like, oh, do you have this baseball card? Oh yeah, I have this baseball card too, like that. But in a transcendental way, look, I have this verse, that is like, oh my God, where did you hear that verse? Like that. So these are our transcendental baseball cards.
That's amazing, Prabhu. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's very enlightening. It's giving me great direction in my day and in my life. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other
Hare Krishna.
questions?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Cancel. Hare Krishna?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yes, we
Prabhu.
again have to echo Prabhu's comment that how delighted you are about speaking about these loving pastimes. And Madan Gopal gave this amazing story about okay? Yeah. He went to a wedding in India, and he said, of course, it's an elaborate ceremony, there's lots of blessings and rituals and things. And then there was the part of the ceremony is that when the girl leaves her father's house, right? And everyone cries, she's going away from her parents and away from her home to go to the bridegroom's house, and everyone is weeping. And he said he went to this wedding, and he didn't even, it was a friend of a friend, you know, there were like thousands of people there. And he was thinking, I'm not going to cry. You know, I don't even know this girl. But as soon he was just, and all of a sudden everyone started crying. And he said, I was crying like anything. He said, I couldn't help it. Just swept up by the association. Like your answer, very perfect answer, was that by the association of devotees, we're drawn into the feelings of the more advanced devotees. And I had a recent direct experience. I was down in Chinatown, and there's this grammar school, and all these people were waiting outside the school. I was walking by, and all of a sudden the doors open, and all these little tiny little Chinese kids came out, all the first graders, you know, and the hope. It reminded me of like Krishna coming into Vrindavan, you know, after being out in the forest, and the whole crowd started. Ah! You know, the children were coming out. And they were crying. And I don't even know these people. I started to cry. You know, so you know, these loving exchanges are rare in this world, and we can only extrapolate the intensity of like the real loving exchanges with the real devotees. But by association, we can be lifted up and drawn into an experience, a very sweet quality of love. Anyway, maybe I'm talking too long. Oh, God, Shil Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, it's it is said that the association of devotees is a very powerful way to get, you know, to be swept up into these emotions, as you said. And as the more that we are in their association, the more that we start getting that vision of the world. So as you just said, you know, then, you know, we see a bunch of little kids, and then we're reminded of Krishna coming in, you know, coming home like that. So then that goes back again to Manohar's question, you know, that becomes our vision of the world, you know, a vision of where Krishna is everywhere. Everything reminds us of Krishna. So we are reminded of Krishna, and then at the time of death, you know, what are we going to be thinking about? Well, it's not going to be Krishna if we're not constantly thinking of Krishna throughout the day, throughout the weeks and the months and the years. We want to practice right now for that final exam.
There was one devotee, he was leaving his body. And as he was leaving his body, he was sharing his experience. Throughout his whole life, he said, I've been into crosswords and riddles. I've been solving crosswords. That's been my hobby throughout my whole life. And here I am, leaving my body. And instead of seeing Krishna and the gopis and Vrindavan, I'm seeing crosswords. And he instructed the devotees, be very careful what you give your attention to. Because all I'm seeing now is this freaking crosswords. Please be very careful. And I was thinking when Murli Gopal Prabhu was explaining how to see Krishna in everything, I was thinking that seeing Krishna is not about checking him out. It's about having a vision, having the skill, having the desire to see Krishna, having the lolium. That's the new word I learned yesterday from Jai Nitai. Lolium, extreme greed to see Krishna, to serve his devotees, to be in their association. Right? Jai Nitai Prabhu, am I speaking in line with Guru Sadhu and Shastra? It's muted. All right. All right. Murli Gopal Prabhu, any final lines, final instruction for us?
I guess that fill your day with Krishna. That's the most important thing. Fill your day with Krishna.
Nice. Thank you. Wonderful, powerful one-liner. Fill your day with Krishna. Give your day to Krishna. Yeah. Thank you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. Thank you. How is darshan situation? Temple room, Ekeshwar? Are pujaris on time? All right. Turn on your cameras then, please. Zoomers, turn on your cameras.
We have maybe 2 minutes, Prabhu.
2 minutes. Great. All right. Hold on. We have somebody joining the call. Madan Gopal Prabhu, is that you? Madan Gopal Prabhu, would you like to glorify Krishna? We have 2 minutes.
Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I just thought I came for darshan. Yeah, so. Yeah.
Please tell us something uplifting. We have 2 minutes to darshan.
Oh, okay. Puts me on the spot. Well, Krishna is so wonderful that when you take darshan of him, your eyes see Krishna, but Krishna's eyes look at you. There's a blind man in Vrindavan. He would go every day, blind old man, and this young kid would ask, Baba, you're blind. Why are you coming for darshan every day for Banki Bihari? He said, I am blind. Banki Bihari is not blind. He's also eager to see me. That is the level of confidence in a devotee that Krishna also loves me. That's how wonderful he is. I mean, he's in our heart. So he's also happy to see us. So anyway, that's what came to my mind because I'm also eager for his darshan. Jai Ho.
Jai, thank you, Madan Gopal Prabhu. Jeffrey Eckler, take off your glasses. You don't need them. Yeah. Okay. Prashant, take off your
Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
It's Sundaranandaji.
Krishna Krishna Krishna.
Really?
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna.
Jai Shri Radhamuli Dashi Chandra. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Murli Gopal Prabhu ki jai. Being able to see, being eager to see Krishna ki jai. Thank you. That's my takeaway. I'm going to be eager to see Krishna everywhere. Okay. Sundaranandaji, see, you're not faking it.
Yeah, sorry, Prabhu. I didn't realize I was not on mute. I must have got clicked by mistake.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything foolish. He was perfect chanting.
I'm just trying, Prabhu, just trying. Shri Krishna.
We all made advancement listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at even Ananda Bihari will eventually come out of the dark that he's in right there.
Yeah, I'm in my closet and the light went out because it was too much ecstasy coming through.
It's time for you to come out of the closet, Ananda Bihari.
Yeah. I'm a closet. Yeah, I'm out. Okay. Who remembers that story where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's guru, he was taking darshan of the Lord and he was in the back, not wearing his glasses. And one of his disciples approached him and said, Guru Maharaj, should I bring your glasses? You can't see anything. And Maharaj chastised him. He explained that it's not me checking Krishna out. It's about Krishna seeing me. And like Madan Gopal Prabhu so wonderfully said that Govindaji is not blind. Krishna is not blind. We may be blind and imperfect, but Krishna is not. He can see what's going on. There's no need for us to chastise anybody. There's no need for us to fake anything. Krishna sees what's going on. We should be consoled that Krishna sees what's going on, right?
Even in dark closets.
Even in dark closet, Krishna can still see. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Anyone wants to speak? It's Saturday. I'm in the closet. Who wants to say something? In line with Guru Sadhana Trust. Oh, by the way, we had a wonderful festival yesterday at Washington Square Park. Radhnath Maharaj was there. And the Gaudiya Math, the sannyasis were there. There was kirtan. There was no politics. And we're chanting together, glorifying Krishna. That's how it's done. And there was walking Harinam from Washington Square Park to Tompkins Square Park to the tree. And the tree had all kinds of struggling souls gathered around it. As Radhnath Maharaj put it, this neighborhood is struggling. And he was struggling back in the day when Prabhupada was there, and he's still struggling. So one of his characters, he was sitting by the tree drinking, and he had a hat and a leather jacket and a beard. And Radhnath Maharaj approached the tree and started bowing down. And so did other sannyasis. Everybody was bowing down. And that person who was by the tree, it was like, oh, okay, all right. He didn't leave. He was there receiving mercy.
That was me.
Viva Prabhu. Yeah. So see what came of it. Srila Prabhupada came, started chanting publicly. That particular tree was the first place where chanting was done publicly in this country. There's so much mercy here. So, yeah, is anyone coming for Ratha Yatra? Any Zoomers coming? Prashant, great. Sundaranandaji, great. Hemangi, Oh, by the way, let's all bless Himangi's mother. It's her birthday today. Himangi, thank you. Your whole dynasty is appearing in May. Yeah, son, daughter, mother. The souls are traveling in flocks, I heard. Is that right, Murli Gopal? You're the astrologer. You're the scientist here. Is it true that souls travel in flocks? Is it true that I may have had a relationship with Bhima Prabhu in my previous life?
From what I've heard, there are some people who we have very strong bonds with, karmically. So we're supposed to walk with them for some time. It you know there might be something where like this specific person I have to get or to have an experience with karmically, so I need to do it, but for the most part we don't. And it said that it's mostly like leaves in the in the water, that in the river, that sometimes come together and sometimes go like that. But it is said that when we come back to the spiritual world, Prabhupada has mentioned that we will recognize each other. We will have different bodies at that time, but we will recognize each other, like, oh yeah, you were Ananda Bihari. Yeah, I remember it. Oh Prabhu, how great to see you back, like that. So that's why Prabhupada said that there will be an ISKCON in Vrindavan, in Goloka Vrindavan, because we will recognize all each other like that.
Yeah, we won't recognize Jeffrey Eckler, Prabhu. If you see a birdie wearing glasses and having tattoos, that's Jeffrey Eckler. Yeah, tweeting about Krishna.
I'm amazed that sometimes devotees recognize me after 20 years. Wow, is that you? Wow, you really been, you must have discovered the sweet rice or something, because I could barely recognize you. So that happens.
Yeah. Madame Gopal Prabhu is speaking in humility. Okay, all right. Okay, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam, King of Books, Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada, Ki Jai. Everybody on this call and on YouTube, Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada, Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anand Bihari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dana Krishna Zarani, thank you. You'll be a bird too. I bet you're a bird too. Birdie.
Oh, grateful for you all.